Right, this is a lesson on using addition and opposition connectives. We've already mentioned a couple of days ago that we can use addition connectives when we want to join two sentences together. If those two sentences are basically agreeing with each other, if they're both saying the same thing. We use an opposition connective if the second sentence disagrees with the first sentence, if they're saying different things. Now, the easiest way to explain is to give you some examples, which hopefully will be able to make it all clear. So, the first argument is, should children be allowed to come to school on bikes and scooters? Remember, arguments in the key features we talked about, arguments should always have a question, and that question should always be a closed question so that the answer can either be a yes or a no. You might agree with it or you might disagree with it. That's it. So first of all, let's have a look. First sentence, this is a good idea. Now this tells us in those first five words, this automatically tells us that the person agrees with it. So the person is saying yes to the question. This is a good idea because it will help the children to keep fit. Okay, so because that first sentence agrees with the question, we are going to highlight that in green so that it shows up nice and clear. Second sentence. The second sentence, we've got the addition connective already there for us. In addition to this, so therefore that is saying, as well as that, here's another reason why it's a good idea to do it. And the second reason is that if children are on bikes and scooters, then they won't be in cars, so therefore it will reduce pollution. So therefore that second sentence, that second sentence actually agrees with the first sentence, so they're both in green. And because they're both in green, it means that you use an addition connective. Okay, so if the sentences agree with each other, you use an addition connective, and that's the one we've got. Right, let's have a look at example number 2. Oops. So the question is, should children be able to come to school in any clothes that they want? Okay, so that's the question. It's once again it's a yes or no answer. The first sentence says we support this idea. So again, once again, we can tell straight away that the first sentence is saying basically yes. We support this idea because parents would not have to spend a lot of money on school uniform, and school uniform can be very expensive. So therefore, because that's agreeing with the question, we will give it a green. Now, second sentence, let's read this carefully. Some children might get teased, okay, if they do not have fashionable clothing to wear to school. Because what happens if children can wear whatever clothing they want, then some children might start to wear more fashionable clothing than others. They might wear more expensive clothing than others, and therefore you then might start getting a little bit, some children being a bit nasty and a bit teasing of others and say, well, your clothes aren't very good, your clothes are old, they're grubby, that sort of thing. So this sentence, the one that I've highlighted in grey, this sentence disagrees with the question. The sentence that I've highlighted in grey is basically saying no, the answer is no. So therefore we will highlight that one in red. Okay, now because those sentences disagree with each other, as you can see they're different colours, we can't use an addition connective. We've got to use an opposition connective. Now, the easiest opposition connective is simply however. Okay, so however, comma, and then we need to make that a lowercase. So, however, some children might get teased if they do not have fashionable clothing to wear to school. example. So that's example number 2. Example number 3. Should children be allowed sweets at break times at school? So let's just have a look. This is a good suggestion. So once again, they're starting the sentence off in a good way, because they're warning the reader straight away that this sentence is going to agree with what the question says. So this is a good suggestion because most children like sweets, and so it will keep them happy. So that first sentence says, yes, we think they should be, and therefore it agrees with the question, so therefore we put it as green. The second sentence, let's have a look. Some children might get into arguments if they try to take sweets from other children, and this could happen. This could be a big problem, or maybe somebody might say, one child might say, I'll swap you my sweets for your sweets, or you give me one of yours and I'll give you 2 of mine, that sort of thing. So therefore it could get children into arguments, and we don't want that. So therefore this sentence is basically saying, no, we don't want children bringing sweets to school. So therefore this has to be read because it's disagreeing with the question. And once again, if the 2 sentences disagree, then you have to have a opposition connective. So we could use however. Okay, however, comma, and then put the capital S to a lowercase s. We've already used however, so we could use on the other hand. Okay, because on the other hand it means, well, you've said one thing, but now I'm going to say something else. So on the other hand is an opposition connective. So what we've got is, well, we've got the first sentence that agrees, the second sentence that disagrees, so therefore you have to have an opposition connective to join the 2. Let's have a look at the next example. Should children have to do homework? Oh gosh, this is definitely a good question. So, should children have to do homework? First of all, what's going on? So, remember, you can usually tell in the first 3 or 4 or 5 words what the sentence is going to be saying. So this is sensible. So basically they're saying, yes, we agree. Now you don't know how they agree at the moment, but they're saying yes to that question. Should children have to do homework? Yes, they should. So let's have a look. This is sensible because most children are very busy after schools and at the weekends. Now, that is actually, I'm just going to, I think maybe we need to add another word. Right, that makes it make sense. So this is not sensible. Okay, now I've put that extra word there. That's not part of the test. This is just something that was missing. So, should children have to do homework? This is not sensible. So if they're saying this is not sensible, basically they're disagreeing. Okay, they're saying no, it's not a good idea. So that sentence is saying no, it's answering no to the question. And remember, if you answer no, then it goes red. Okay. Second sentence, children should get the opportunity to practice the work they did at school. Right, so this is saying children should get the opportunity to practice the work. So this is saying that children should do work at home. So this is saying yes. Should children have to do homework? Yes, so that they get the opportunity to practice the work they did at school. Okay, so this is agreeing. So let's highlight that in green because it's agreeing with the question. Okay, now what we've got here is a situation where the first sentence says no and the second sentence says yes. So because the sentences don't agree, basically because they're in different colours, you still need an opposition connective. Okay, so let's go for the easy one again. However, and then let's put a C there. Okay, so you need an opposition connective because they're in different colours. Okay, so the first thing you've got to do is you've got to think, which colour would the sentence be? Does the sentence agree, in which case it would be in red? Does the sentence agree, in which case it will be in green, or does it disagree, in which case it would be in red? Okay, now we will do one more. Should young children be allowed to bring teddy bears from home into school? Right, okay, so remember, it's a yes or no answer. Some people might think yes, others might think no. So, the first sentence, we disagree. There you go. In a way, you don't have to read any more of the sentence because they're saying no, okay? But why are they saying no? They're saying no because the children, especially young children, they might lose them. Ah, right, that's a very good reason. So, this is disagreeing. This is saying no to the question. So therefore, it goes red. The next sentence. Children might be distracted by their teddy bears and not understand the lessons. So if somebody's saying that, do you think they're agreeing with the question or disagreeing with the question? If somebody's saying that, are they saying yes or are they saying no? Well, they're saying no, aren't they? Should children be allowed to bring teddy bears? No, because children might be distracted by their teddy bears. So therefore, because they're saying no, we colour it in red, and there we go. Right, now, because the sentences are the same colour, we use an addition connective. Okay, so we will put, here's a nice addition connective, furthermore. Oops, furthermore. Okay, and don't forget the capital letter goes to lowercase letter. So, furthermore, children might be distracted. So basically they're saying, look, here's the first reason for saying no, which is this one here, if you can see that one in grey. And then here's the second reason for saying no. So basically we're saying no twice, and that's why we have an addition connective. Now, if we now make it much smaller, I know it makes it very difficult to read the text when it's this small, but really it's not the text that I'm thinking about, it's the connectives. So in example 1, both sentences agreed, so therefore you've got in addition to this, so therefore that's an addition connective. In the last sentence, both sentences, in the last example, number 5 at the bottom, both sentences disagreed. Okay, both sentences disagreed, but because they're the same colour, you have to have an addition connective. In the middle sentences, number 2, example 2, example 3, and example 4, because the first sentence and the second sentence disagree, so you've got green and red, you've got green and red there, and here you've got red and green. Because they disagree, then it means that you have to have an opposition connective. Okay, now what I'll do is that will be the I'm going to finish the video there, and then I will be giving you a set of examples for you to work through on a document which you will access from clicking at the bottom of the page. Okay, good luck with that.